Well, figured I'd do this. I know it's 2:42, but I wanted to do this. I had plans of doing this, so I'm gonna do it. NBA. As y'all know, um, I talked about Damian Lillard and the Milwaukee Bucks. I figured I'd do an NBA and a Bucks talk because you didn't know my second I do two team in the NBA, the Spurs and the Bucks. Gerald Sports Jr. I have all right. Anyone I have a proposition. I would like to start an NBA podcast. Um, I would like to do it with Preacher Man Sports, Gerald Sports Jr., and Joe Sprawley, as we know, Steph Curry. I'm in an SEC podcast. And by the way, shout out to the Luminous Lake Show, even though I hate the Lakers. You know I hate the Lakers. Shout out to the Luminous Lake Show. One of the I watched their first episode. Well, Amir. I watched their first ever episode. Like immediately after the podcast I'm in about the SEC was finished. Immediately after that first episode, I watched the Luminous Lake Show podcast episode. Gotta say they did a great job. They're a great upcoming podcast. I wish they did more episodes. That's what I would like to see. They did more episodes. Shout out to them. Y'all go check them out at Luminous Lake Show. They will pop up. They deserve a shout out. They deserve one. I'm going to shout them out here because I feel like they need more attention. Honestly, I think they're waiting till the season starts to do more podcasts. Like, I waited till the football season to start to actually get on the SEC podcast more often. The SEC podcast, by the way, y'all go check them out. I already made a stream of the announcement of I'm doing a podcast with Preacher Man, Steph Curry, not the one that everyone knows, if you just so we're not confusing, and Georgia Bulldog Will, and occasionally Arkansas Razorback Will. And by the way, guys, if you are an SEC fan and you are interested in joining the podcast, DM me and I will make arrangements for Preacher Man, who is the host of the podcast, to let you on as a guest if you are an SEC fan. That is if you are. We'll get an episode, have you on. We talk about the subjects and talk about who we got, like on the weekly picks that we do. So yeah. Who doesn't besides Laker fans and bronze sexuals? Who doesn't? By the way, when the NBA season starts, I'll be more talking about the NBA. Like, I'm waiting for the NBA and I'm waiting for hockey, even though Andrei Vasilevsky is out 8 to 10 weeks. It sucks. But he is out. I'm looking forward to watching the puck. This is why you the homie unknown. You know, dog, we'll leave Taylor Swift alone. I fuck with Taylor Swift, even though I do think she's overrated. I fuck with Taylor Swift. Dog. Yeah. Fuck that media. I mean, that's what happens when you play in LA. You play in one of the biggest sports market. You play in the second biggest market in all sports. The only market larger than LA is New York City. That's it. New York is larger than LA is. The Bucks. I don't know when the Bucks play the Lakers. I need to check the Bucks schedule because I have no idea when they're playing the Lakers. No idea when they play the Lakers. Well, but anyways, I am fully expecting another bad year from the Spurs. I fully expect it. I fully expect them to be the worst team in basketball. Will they get the first pick? No. I think it's going to be Portland because I think it's going to be a consolation prize for losing Dame. I think they're going to get a consolation prize. They're going to tank. Portland is going to tank this year. They will tank and try and get that number one pick, which I think they will because I think the NBA is going to give it to them. Just like how the NBA gave the Spurs the number one pick as a consolation prize, especially since Pop is on his way out. I am blasting the front office for giving him that extension because people fail to realize this is not the same Pop. The game is past Pop. He should have retired. Should have called it a career. He's not the same coach he was like 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago. He's not the same coach. He is not. Eventually, the Spurs will be back near the top, but I am genuinely pissed, our head coach, that we let Becky Hammon leave. I wanted her to succeed Pop. Now that she's in Vegas, she's coaching the Aces, by the way. I know none of you give a shit about the WNBA, but now that she's coaching the Aces, I'm pretty heated that we lost her and we let her leave. We could have paid her more money to stay with us and just given her, I'm talking about the Spurs, by the way, could have just paid her more money to just to still be an assistant and have her be in line as the successor to Pop. Yo, what's up, Alex? By the way, this is Alex's new channel, guys. I highly advise y'all give him a sub him up. I highly advise y'all to do it because his old channel got terminated. As a matter of fact, when I'm done with this, I'm gonna go back and give you a mod because I know I can trust you, Alex. His old channel got taken down by YouTube because YouTube is bullshit. So sub him up. He deserves it. That's it. Get him back up to where he was when his channel got taken down, and only go up from there. His content is great. Anyways, I'm expecting a long year from the Spurs. The Bucks, title favorites. Gotta be favorites to win now. Like, the Bucks have to be title favorites. Dame, Giannis. Two guard is going to be Pat Connaughton. I just found out Pat Connaughton will be the two guard. The backcourt will be Dame and Pat. The Pat Connaughton legacy games are going to be wild. I am waiting for those Pat Connaughton legacy games. You have Chris Middleton running the 3. Giannis will 100% run the 4. Giannis is running the 4. And the 5 is easily going to be Brook. Brook runs the 5. Brook is your defensive. Brook and Giannis are your defensive players in the paint. They will guard the paint. They don't let people rim. The Bucks don't get rim ran on. Oh, who didn't? A bunch of people did. Look, I fell for the bait that the Heat were going to get Dame. I was like, y'all know I fuck with the Bucks. There is no damn way the Bucks get Dame. No damn way. No damn way they get Dame. And then they did. And I was like, well, I'm going to get old takes exposed, but I'll take it. I thought Dame was going to go to the Heat. Like, I genuinely was like, Dame is a Miami lock. I think he's going to the Heat. And then he didn't. And I was like, well, I'm happy. I was glad he went to the Bucks. Glad he did. But all I know is I'm going to make sure I see the Bucks this year. I will make sure I do it. I got to see Dame and Giannis play. I gotta see them boys in person. I got to. Um, yeah. So I think the teams that can stop the Bucks from winning the title, in my eyes, all of them are in the West. There's four teams. One of them is a wild card because health. The Nuggets, the Kings, the Lakers, and the Clippers. The Clippers are the wild card because of their health. They can stay fucking healthy. They're gonna be a title contender if they stay healthy. Because Kawhi and Paul George, especially you got playoff Kawhi. You got playoff Kawhi. And you have the depth. You have a great bench. And you already have Russ, who's pretty solid. I'm thinking Drew is gonna go to Philly. I think it's gonna be a free team trade. Drew goes to Philly, James goes to the Clippers, and Portland gets compensation for Drew. And no, none of them will be Tyrese. Tyrese is not going to be one of them. I don't see Drew going to another Eastern Conference contender other than Philly, maybe Miami, but who knows? But yeah. So go Spurs and fear the deer. That's how I roll now. I mean, I've been roll like that. I was just quiet about the Bucks. I was vocal about the Spurs. Everyone knew about the Spurs. I was quiet about the Bucks. And now I'm starting to be vocal about it. Ash, I told Colby, I told shout out to Matt Spillana or whatever your name is. Bondi knows. Billy somewhat knows. Now Amir knows. Now everyone knows. Now everyone's starting to know the fear to deer part in me about the Bucks. Anyways, after Duke and Notre Dame play, after that game, I'm going to do the recap. Like, I'm gonna immediately put out a recap. I'm going to stream the recap, by the way. I will recap Oklahoma, Iowa State, and well, Florida State's off, so I'm not gonna recap them. I'm gonna recap Florida State, Virginia Tech, though. It sucks. I was gonna fucking go to that game, but now it's not happening. Um. So yeah, my plan is this. I plan on starting an NBA podcast. To Preacher Man, Gerald Sports Jr. Um. Well, Joseph Crawley, Georgia Bulldog Will, anyone in Preacher Man's Discord server or Amir's Discord server, hit me up on Discord and we can talk about starting the whole NBA podcast thing. I'm gonna mainly rep the Bucks. I mean, I'll rep both the Bucks and Spurs. Well, we need to do. I need to do something like this for the NBA, like what I do with Preacher Man, Crawley, and Will for the SEC. By the way, Steph Curry, if you are watching this, I have to use your actual government name so that way people don't confuse you with the actual Steph Curry. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. But shout out to Preacher Man, shout out to them. But anyways, back to the NBA. That's my main focus was the NBA. The Knicks. I think the Knicks are a sneaky team. I think the Knicks can go far in the postseason. Everyone's talking about locking up the Celtics because Tatum, Brown, they lost Smart, which I don't think anyone talks about losing Smart. That hurts. They traded for Tingus Pingus, washed, injury prone, by the way. He is disgustingly injury prone. Like, I'm like, this dude is injury prone as fuck. How the fuck are you telling me he's not injury prone? He is so injury prone. He is literally injury prone. He's made of paper mache. I can literally stand next to him in a weird way. Look at him in a weird way, and he blows one of his arms out. He blows his knee out. He's made of paper mache. It doesn't take much to injure him for him to get hurt. And it's just reality. It doesn't take much for him to get hurt. I think, by the way, later today is when Dame is going to be in Milwaukee, and is going to be introduced by the Bucks. is going to meet the Bucks faithful. So to anyone who lives in Milwaukee, and you're watching the stream, that's what's going to happen. So yeah, I think by the time I think it'll start rocky. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I think the Dame Giannis duo will start a little rocky because they don't have chemistry. I'm not gonna say it's gonna start off great because it's not. They don't have chemistry. I say that with every duo. It'll start out a little rocky because they don't have chemistry. Unless your name is Stephen Clay, if you're an established duo, then you're gonna have then shit, you're not gonna start rocky. But if you're a new duo like Giannis and Dame, Booker, Katie, and Beal, that's a big three, by the way. By the way, Phoenix is so overhyped. They're not. They're nothing special. I'm telling y'all, Phoenix is nothing special. They're overrated. I feel like they couldn't miss the playoffs because really their bench sucks. Their bench is terrible. Their bench is still terrible, even though they traded for Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and them. By the way, fuck Grayson Allen. I'm glad that bitch is gone. Literally a bozo in that final minute. So yeah, basically, Milwaukee is a favorite now. Alden is the favorite to win the title. It'll take time for them to develop chemistry. By the way, I'm talking about Dame and Giannis. Once they build chemistry, and they actually have chemistry, it's going to be wild. Those Dame lobs to Giannis, and then the Pat Connaughton playoff games when Pat Connaughton just has a day, which he will have one of those days. Bobby Portis coming. There it is. Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley is better coming off the bench, and he's going to be better now that he's not in a big market like LA. He will be better. Trust me. I know this. Players that struggle in a big market like LA, when they leave, they do much better because they're not under that pressure by the media. Malik Beasley is built for like a smaller market, which Milwaukee's perfect for him. And you have Mariam Dusham, a rookie. He's going to get minutes. And Jay Crowder. The Bucks have a solid bench now. The Bucks, last year the bench was mid. It's just Bobby. It's just Bobby. Just big game Bobby. Bobby Portis, by the way. Now they have a bench. The Bucks, Knicks, Nuggets, and Lakers have the best benches. And the Kings, because people sleep on the Kings. And people are sleeping on the Kings. I don't know why the Kings are getting slept on. They're good. People forget that they're good. This is a good Kings team. Everyone's saying the Lakers. People are going to tell me Bruce Brown is going to hurt Denver because he left. I don't think so. Bruce Brown is going to be starting. He's not good enough to be starting. He's not. He's good. Don't get me wrong. He is. But he's not good enough to start. That's what I'm trying to get at. People want to say, you just hate on him because you think he sucks. No, he's not good enough to start on a team. He's just not good enough to start on a team. Off the bench, he's very good. It's not going to hurt Denver because they easily replaced him. Y'all know. Y'all forgot they drafted Julian Strawther out of Gonzaga. By the way, Strawther's top. I know Julian Strawther is top. That motherfucker's a baller. That motherfucker is a baller. And you have... What else did they draft? Oh, they have Colin Gillespie off the bench, too. The Nuggets bench is loaded. And on top of that, you have Murray, KCP, Mike MPJ, MPJ, Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic. That's your starting five. And your bench is already very good. And you have Mike Malone, who's a good coach. The Nuggets, okay, the Lakers, we know they have depth. D'Lo, I forgot about their backcourt. I know you're going to have Braun, 80, and Wood as your 3 to 5 guys. Oh, Hachimura. I forgot about Hachimura. Maybe you shouldn't have watched the highlights unknown. You see, As soon as Jair got rolled out, I'm like, Detroit's gonna win by double digits, and I was right. They did because not having Jair, and while they just ran the ball between Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. By the way, Ben Johnson, go fuck yourself for not giving the ball to Gibbs when you were in the red zone. I needed a few tutties from Gibbs because my opponent had Amon-Ra. I was like, Amon-Ra's gonna have a field day, and he did. Like, goddamn. But yeah, and I'm doing a fantasy draft for Preacher Man, by the way. So and by the way, it's funny, we're gonna be drafting like during the Notre Dame SC game. By the way, I will 100% make a recap no matter what happens in Notre Dame SC. I will do it. I will do it. Because it's a rivalry game. It's fuck SC, by the way. I'll do it. After the draft, by the way. After I'm done drafting, Notre Dame SC recap will be done. Oh, and by the way, Milwaukee, Dame, Giannis, we know. I'm going to talk about the Spurs for a bit. Because I've been waiting to talk about them since they drafted Wemby. I haven't talked about them on here at all after they drafted Wemby because I'm not happy that the Spurs got the first pick. I didn't want Wemby. Entering the season, I'm like, I don't want Victor Wembanyama. I don't want to tank. If they want to get a top 3 pick, then just suck. Don't tank. Just suck. I hate tanking. I hate it. It's just like, because we know the Spurs have pieces. And they tanked. And they're going to tank again. Because they feel like they don't have enough. And I'm not going to be happy about it. But anyways, Wemby. Everyone knows about his potential. But Jesus fucking Christ, y'all need to chill out. Jesus fucking Christ, y'all need to chill out. Y'all need to fucking chill. I'm already pissed that he's getting all these comparisons. Like he's the greatest prospect since LeBron. Didn't we say that about Zion and he ended up flopping? We've said that about Anthony Davis. Granted, Anthony Davis was very good, but he was nowhere near the level LeBron was on. Or is on, because LeBron is still in the league and his longevity is second to none. Really? The only prospect you could argue in NBA history that is greater than LeBron? Kareem. The hype Kareem got was on another world. Granted, Kareem ended up becoming one of the greatest players to ever grace the game of basketball. Like, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was just that dude. He was a dude when he played. There's only 2 prospects that I think changed the game. Kareem and Bron. That's it. You can say Jordan, but Jordan really wasn't that good of a prospect. He wasn't even the best player on North Carolina when they won the national title. It was James Worthy. Michael Jordan's work ethic and his longevity is why he ended up being the greatest to ever play the game of basketball, because he is. You can say what you want about Bron, Kareem, Kobe. And guys, I'm a huge Kobe fan. Kobe is my favorite player of all time, but Jordan is better than him by a mile. Jordan is better than Kobe is the closest we've seen to Jordan. But we're talking longevity. Bron clears Jordan because, no shit. Bron's played like 21 years. This is about to be like, what, 21, 22 years he's been in the league? I don't know, but he's been in the league forever. If you are a Lakers fan or a Bron fan, please correct me. Feel free to do so. But Jordan's overall work ethic and his style of play, he was able to handle a pretty physical decade in the 90s. The 90s were very physical. Anyways, I gotta go. See ya.